Hey guys, it's Allison Monday from Tiny Blue Orange, and in this video I'm going to show you how to automate saving images from your computer onto your iPhone. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use this site that's one of my favorite tools. It is called If This Then That, or IFTTT.com, and it's free for an account. I'm going to go ahead and sign in so that I can show you guys exactly what I use this for. So the nice thing about this service is that they have what are called channels. And essentially those are devices, software, or accounts that you can use to kind of sync up and automate a little bit. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to get images directly from your computer onto your iPhone without having to email yourself a copy of the photos and then save those photos to your camera roll and then maybe upload it to Instagram, which is what I'm using this for. So to get started, you're going to go ahead and create a recipe. And I love how easy they make this for users. So so you click this, and then you're going to look for the channel. And so what we want to do is we want to use Dropbox as our starting point. And I already have this account synced up. Otherwise, it would ask you to add your account. And so we're going to choose a trigger. And basically what I want is a new photo in my public folder. And so I'm going to head over to my Dropbox folder just to show you what I'm talking about. So in my Dropbox folder, this is what I have. You have a public folder by default. And I simply put in a folder labeled photos. You can come up with some much more clever name than that, or you can just make it easy on yourself and label it photos or files from computer, whatever you want it to be. And so we're going to set that trigger. So a new photo in that public folder, and then it's going to ask us for that subfolder name. So it was photos, and create that trigger. So that's the first half of your recipe. 10 seconds later, easy, right? So then we're going to work on that. So if this, then that. So what we want this one to do is to save to our iPhone photos. So iOS photos right here. And there's only one option, so add photo to album. And so it's going to add photo to album on your iPhone. So leave the photo URL because that's how it's going to pull the photo. And then you can create an album name, or you can just leave it and it will default to create an if this then that album. The next step is to create the action. And so this is where you kind of review everything. So if a new photo in your public folder and subfolder of photos, then add photo to an album and iOS photos. Now it's warning me that I have a recipe very similar, and that's because I have been using this and I already have it made. But the nice thing here is you can update a description on your recipe so you know kind of what's up, and you can also set to receive notifications. So normally you'd click create recipe. I'm not going to because again, I already have this recipe, moving and grooving. And so I'm going to scroll up to the top and show you my recipes. And so you can see here, if Dropbox, then iOS photos. So this is the exact recipe that I'm talking about. And the great thing is that you can edit the recipe and kind of tweak it if you want. So once we got the recipe set up, the next thing that we need to do is actually put it into action. So I've been using Instagram lately to kind of showcase my behind the scenes process and projects that I'm working on. So right now in Photoshop, I have this wireframe that I've been working on. And so I want to show my Instagram followers and friends kind of what they can expect from a wireframe and how I use it. So I'm going to simply do a screenshot of this. So on a Mac, all you have to do is Shift Command 4, and that will bring up the crosshairs. And then you can just kind of click and drag and highlight a section, and then you just let go. And so then what it'll do is it'll add a screenshot right to your desktop. And all I'm going to do is rename it something that I want. And so then I'm going to go back to Finder. So I'm going to go back to this photos folder. and I'm going to add that screenshot in, and it's going to sync. And so now that image is within my photos folder in Dropbox. All right, so this is my iPhone screen, and I'm going to show you where if this then that put the photo that I added to Dropbox on my computer. So I'm going to go into one of my folders where all of my pictures are, and I'm going to open the iPhone default app. And here you'll see I have a lot of albums, but you'll notice I have one entitled IFTTT, if this then that, and I'm going to open that up. And you'll see a handful of images. And if I go back to my Dropbox folder and this photos, you'll see almost all the same. I did a little bit of deletion on some of these files. I cleared them out after I used them. Some of these still have yet to be used or shared. But there is the wireframe photo. And if you'll look on the iPhone, there is the iPhone image. So if we go back, so now what I can do is I can open up Instagram and I can add that image. You know, I can play around with it. And so that's how I add images directly from my computer to my iPhone. So leave a comment below if you found this video helpful or if you're interested in more ways to use if this then that. But otherwise, start having fun with automation and saving some time throughout your day.